So today I'm here to answer a question that I get frequently, and it's about skincare products. And my journey with skincare products. I switched from just using regular over-the-counter products or department store products to completely holistic. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that and my story so you can understand why and how I came to that conclusion. So my story starts in the year 2008. In 2008, my best friend was getting married and everyone was excited. And I was driving from Virginia to Delaware to help with her wedding. She was getting married at the Hotel DuPont. I was the maid of honor. It was so exciting. On the way there, I noticed that my eye was having some sort of reaction. It was starting to swell up. It was reddish and itchy and just very bothersome. Thankfully, my aunt, she lived in the state of Delaware. So I called her and I explained what was going on, and she was able to book an appointment with her ophthalmologist. So I went with her and I met with her before I went over to the hotel. Thankfully, it was like the night before I was able to get there. So I went to the ophthalmologist. He did a test, observed my eye, checked everything out, and he came to the conclusion that I was having a skin reaction. And he asked what kind of products I used in my skin, what kind of products I used for makeup, and I, at the time, was using MAC and Clinique. And Clinique, I thought, was very safe. They claim they're hypoallergenic, so I thought there was no issue with that. Apparently, he told me there was, and I needed to make the change and switch my makeup. So, of course, I was freaking out. You know, he gave me medication and topical treatment and told me to just take care of it and it should be fine to get, like, by the time of the wedding. But I had to put makeup on, so I was very freaked out about that. So I was able to find Bare Minerals at the time. Bare Minerals was also advertised as a lightweight, I don't think they use the term organic, but a natural makeup. And they sell it a lot of places, department stores, QVC, everywhere. And so I thought, all right, Bare Minerals, it's minerals, like my face should be fine with that. So I got Bare Minerals and I started using that, and it got me through the wedding. Thankfully, I was able to make it through the wedding, be the maid of honor on stage, be okay. But after the wedding, I was instructed also by the eye doctor to let my eye breathe and keep it uncovered and cleansed. So I did that. Then eventually my eye was able to heal, and then I started to make the transition into Bare Minerals, and I tossed out all of my other makeup. Now I can show you here a lot of the same products that are advertised as vegan and safe. I previously used to use products like, I'm going to try and cover the brand, but you know, like the Naked palettes, they're also advertised as safe for you. This brand, Argan Oil Mascara, you think is great. There's another Bare Minerals. Pacifica, that one came out a little bit later, but Pacifica is advertised in like Target and different places as being safe for your body. You know, more creams. They have a lot of things that they advertise now, more so than they did previously, as vegan and safe for you to use. And so I thought by using these products, which those are going in the trash, by the way, I thought that they were fine and safe for my skin. So I previously wasn't having any reactions. I was okay, maybe a little bit here and there, but I thought wasn't a big deal. It'd usually go away in like a day or so, the irritation, and then it would be fine, and then I would just use my makeup again. I'm not technically a person who wears like a ton of makeup like every day. So if I wore makeup once in a while on my eyes and it got irritated, well, I thought nothing of it. It was just my eyes weren't used to it. So the fast forward to 8 years, the year 2006. And it was the year 2016. I have another video that goes more into depth about this, but I was driving home after teaching a fitness class, and I was hit by a vehicle, and my entire life changed. My body went from being fine and generally, for the most part, not having too many issues other than the skincare issues that I had with my face here and there. There wasn't really anything to worry about. So after my car crash, I had a cervical disc herniation, 2 bulges, and a lot of pain in my cardiothoracic area. So a lot of things, when your spine is out of alignment, which it was. I had a case of lordosis. So your neck is curved forward instead of being in alignment with your shoulders. And it had caused a lot of things in my body to start to react. My stomach, my skin, my face, and I started to have reactions on my face again, with my eyes and just like irritations and things like that. So I started to do more research at that time. I had already been researching foods and changing anti-inflammatory diets and, I would wean myself off of the drugs that they had told me to use, that they had prescribed in the ER and from the physicians to take away the pain. And I had weaned off to like oils and things like that, topical treatments. And I'll make another video about that. But I had started to change things, but I didn't realize how many things that I needed to change. So then I started researching more about makeup as I started, delving into other things. And I started to realize that there are a lot of things put in skincare products that your body was not made to handle. So the way that God designed our bodies was to be able to heal itself when we give it the proper nutrients, that topical and internal. So I started to do a lot more research too, as far as the neurological side of things. Being a psychology major, that stuff always interests me. And I found that your skin is an organ just like the rest of your body. It's very sophisticated. And your skin, it has like a hypothalamic, pituitary, adrenal axis found in the central nervous system, just like it does in your brain. And stress often shows up in your skin. If you think about it, when you have something happen to you, you get really excited and you blush. You have a creepy feeling and you'll get goosebumps or a crawling skin feeling. And all of these things are adverse reactions from your central nervous system. So stress often shows up on your skin as well as it does everywhere else. When people get acne and they put something on their skin and it's reacted. And this led me to be concerned. So this concern led me to be more aware and do research, learning about how your skin, the organ known as your skin, is affected by not just what we put into it and eat, but what we put onto our skin topically. It's connected to the central nervous system in the entire body. So through that process, I learned a lot of information that was not only super helpful to me, but to clients that I had been working with and other people. But I get so many questions that I figured I would share the information with everyone. So the average woman uses 12 personal care products a day. The average man uses about 6. Each of these products is filled with a dozen chemicals or more on a daily basis. They elevate our toxicity levels and they're absorbed into our bloodstream. So as we were just talking about, your skin as an organ is connected to your central nervous system. It's kind of like the second brain of your body, and your skin is susceptible and open to everything. So learning more about it, I just realized how important it was. And I found very interesting how it was connected to neurology in itself, majoring in psychology and having that background. I wanted to share that too. So a lot of these products can contain things like lead, plastic, liquid plastic, mercury, even formaldehyde, which most people probably are familiar with formaldehyde, but it's used to preserve dead things, and parabens. They're known carcinogens, neurotoxins, and reproductive toxins. So they can affect fertility and infertility. And neurotoxins means like it can affect your brain and brain disorders, learning disabilities, things like that. Carcinogens are cancer-causing agents. So that right there is something to be concerned about. Between that alone, like that's enough to be on high alert. So the FDA itself, it doesn't regulate, they don't have, they don't assess the safety of these personal care items. So makeup industries and the industry itself, they basically have their own form of self-regulation, which pretty much leaves a lot of things open to chance. They make their own rules and they choose whether to obey them or not. So someone can call something natural that isn't necessarily natural. Even organic, you have to pay attention to, because the marketing industry has caught on to these concepts. So, just as they do with food, it's the same with skincare products and makeup. They'll put, ingredients on them that appear to be okay, but then there's other ingredients you don't understand. It's also worthy to note that if you have a gluten allergy or celiac disease, you should also pay attention to the products that you put on your skin, because gluten is disguised in so many things, not only in foods, but in products that you put on your body, in skincare and makeup as well. So that's something to note. So through the process of that research, I found a company called 100% Pure and another company called Native.